What movie did you see?
Are we live?
Yeah, start chatting.
Night at the Drive-In. Where the hell were we? Lancaster? Where were we? What the heck town were we in? Somewhere in California.
About your night at the drive-in.
Yeah, with the drive-in. I forgot what city it was in. So we drive to the city that I cannot remember the name of at the moment. Get in there. Uh, I guess Chelsea had arranged that we were part of press, so we had all the early access, so we could get the premium spot, so we could kind of like be centered and near the food, closer to the food than everybody else. And I can't remember. I don't think I've ever been to a drive-in before. If I have, it's been a long time.
Wait, so not
But
only was it Michael B. Jordan's first time at a drive-in, but it was also yours, so you guys got to share that 3 cars away from each other?
yeah, I don't think he cares. It's interesting though.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure that I was the last thing on his mind. I mean, he did have what's her name, Tessa Thompson to talk to, so there's that.
Only for a couple of moments on Zoom, but then, the rest of the time.
So we get there, people are loading up. We park in this spot, and you could tell that, there were just a lot of Black people to our left. So you knew that was going to be you could tell that was the Michael B. Jordan crew. So many cars. And so somewhere over there, he was in that vehicle. And originally it was supposed to be the double feature. It was supposed to be Black Panther and Creed, but it was just changed to Black Panther. And the sun's going down, which is nice. So the sunset's behind the screen, so that was nice. And so by the time the sun sets, during the sunset, all of a sudden Michael B. Jordan comes up on the screen, and he's in the back of one of those cars to the left of us, and he's just chilling. What you do in the back seat of an Escalade or something. And he's talking, and he's going to introduce the film. And he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And this is going on. And then he brings on a friend to help introduce the film, and he pops on the split screen Tessa Thompson. And please explain to me why they introduced the wrong film.
I don't think Tessa knew what was going on, but that's something unfortunately that happened. But we are totally ready to go. But in case you guys didn't know, what Trina was talking about is A Night at the Drive-In, sponsored by Amazon Studios. They are presenting drive-in screenings, a double feature, everywhere across the country. This is like several drive-ins every other Wednesday through the rest of the summer. They started on July 1st. Next Wednesday on July 29th, they're doing Spider-Man Far From Home and Hook. It is free. You get a box of goodies that are all concessions that are from Black and Brown owned businesses. And it's a really cool program. So they're even later in August, they're showing Coming to America and a whole bunch of fun stuff. So it's all brought to us by Michael B. Jordan himself, Killmonger from Black Panther. And Michael B. Jordan's credits are much more extensive than that, but we're talking about Comic-Con, so might as well mention Black Panther. But yeah, it's really cool. A Night at the Drive-In. You can look it up and RSVP now for a drive-in near you guys. But otherwise, guys, Comic-Con at home, preview night. It's here. This is Comic-Con. I'm currently camped out for Hall H for tomorrow, guys.
On your couch.
Yeah, I brought my couch. People bring some stuff to that Hall H camp out line. Like, people get prepared.
Peter's camped out at Hall H in his car.
He's on his way to Hall H.
Right on.
All right, well, let's get into it today. There was a lot of merchandise sales. The exhibit hall opened today. I unfortunately didn't really care for any of the panel programming, but I did pay attention that Comic-Con's YouTube channel had a bunch of teaser trailers and little fun videos of like how to make kryptonite at home and stuff like that, how to sew a face mask. So they're providing content on the YouTube that's not just panels, and they're short little videos for those that are just looking for other things to do. But what did you guys?
Recipes?
Yeah,
that was fun. If you're missing your Comic-Con food, they have the recipes for the food that they typically serve there that you can make it at home.
Nice.
Recipes would you be missing?
Reminds me of like that binging with Babbitt stuff.
Awesome.
I took the time. Am I coming in clear?
Yeah, you're totally fine.
Okay. I was taking the time to work on my schedule and try to figure out how that was going to work, because this is not only my first Comic-Con at home, but it's also my first Comic-Con in general. So still a little lost, but really excited about tomorrow. There's a few things I want to do, pretty much stuff that I've already said that I wanted to do. I wanted to check out Adult Swim. I wanted to check out the Eric Lang thing on Friday. Friday's going to be my big day. I know yesterday, Chelsea, you mentioned Thursday was going to be your big day. Friday's my big day. I got a lot of stuff to go be a part of. The board game stuff. I'm actually going to step in on some Pokemon Q&A stuff.
Awesome.
So I did find some Pokemon stuff.
Well,
Chelsea helped me find some.
Extensively about everything for Friday tomorrow night on Thursday. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Kristen, I know you did some exhibit hall exploring. What kind of stuff did you get into?
Yes, as in typical Comic-Con fashion, I wandered around the floor for a bit aimlessly until I got overwhelmed. And then I came up with a method. So I figured out how I could look at the different booths in alphabetical order, and I meticulously started making my way through them, starting with the A's, and I got all the way to Disney. That's as far as I got today.
Oh God.
A through Disney.
So hopefully by the end of Sunday, Kristen will have made it to Z.
Yes, but I found some really fun stuff I could talk about. I think Chronicle Books was one of my favorite booths, because they were the only booth that I have come across so far.
Got a dog barking in the background.
Yeah.
Get outside. So Chronicle Booths has a quiz you can take. So they have some giveaways for some of their books, and they have an AMA that they're doing later in the week, and some actual like stuff that beyond just selling merchandise. But the quiz they have is, what is your familiar? And it's in support of a book called Unfamiliar Familiars. And so I took the quiz, and my familiar I found to be a leafy sea dragon. So that was exciting to me.
So you sent me that link for the familiar quiz, and I got all excited to take mine. And then, it came up as an earthworm. Not very happy about that. So I'm going to choose to not acknowledge that as my familiar.
Well, it's an unfamiliar familiar, right? So an earthworm is not something you would think of typically. So I would take that.
The Chronicle Books also had a lot of giveaways, so this is the big thing that's missing from Comic-Con, is that a lot of people wander the floor and they get a free book or a free shirt, or, you know, some like the Fox booth would give out poster tubes, or like Family Guy baseball caps and Simpsons fanny pouches, and you'd get all sorts of free reusable tote bags. And what's happening now? Like they're like somebody in the chat room just said earthworm gem for my familiar. We're not acknowledging the earthworm.
Yes.
Stephen, there's a quiz you can take and the exhibit hall for Chronicle Books, or you can find out your familiar animal, that like your companion animal, like if you were a wizard. And apparently mine's an earthworm, but I don't believe it. I'm gonna take the quiz again. Anyway, so the giveaways and stuff are greatly missing. So me and Kristen spent a lot of time this morning going through and getting really frustrated with the exhibit hall. But first of all, let's just talk about it. That layout is ugly, and it is not user-friendly, and there is way too much clicking that has to go on, and it is super frustrating. And yeah, so after a while, I was just like, you know what? I'm out. I'm done. And then later, Kristen was like, oh, I found this new way to organize things. And then when she was telling me how to do it, I figured out something else altogether that made it super easy to find all of the giveaways and the sweepstakes and enter to win all of the things. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys this hack right now. Who's excited? So let's go to the exhibit hall. That is not the exhibit hall. It's my schedule for tomorrow. All right, here we are. We're at the exhibit hall. So this is that ugly, disgusting layout page. You have to go here and click a booth, and it brings this up, and you have to scroll through products. And if you're interested in them, you need more information, then you have to click that. It's too much. It's way too much clicking. We're over it. So instead, let's try something else. So let's say you want to find giveaways. You're going to come up here to where you would search and click that down arrow. Then you're going to click advanced search. This is going to load a new page. And then down here, you're going to scroll past the whole search bar. Just scroll right past it and click search by product. And then as a keyword, try typing giveaway and then try again for sweepstakes. And look at all of this stuff that comes up of giveaway schedules and how to find them. And if you go, let's say here, they're giving away one of 4 signed copies every day for 4 days. And you click the website and it brings you to the sign up form. You just enter your email address and you could win. So much simpler. This is the hack everybody needed. But besides giveaways and exclusive, guys, you can also use this to be like, let's say you're really into puzzles. You know, I want to find every puzzle that Comic-Con is selling. Here you go, puzzle. And now you can see all of the companies that have puzzles. Or if you want to look for Marvel products or, you know, pins, whatever your fandom is, whatever it is you collect, search for it. You can see all of the options. And this is going to include small press and artist alley. Awesome.
You can search for boba.
Yeah, which searching for boba would lead you to Kristen's discovery.
This is my thing I would buy if I had the money.
You want to talk a little bit more about the artist and...
Sure. So I found this not by searching boba, but in my going one by one, and it's art by Nan Hawken on Nanimation Products. And she actually has a couple boba related things. There's some tea buttons and postcards, but this is a boba and Ewok just loving boba. And how can you get any better than that? I have in my kitchen a Boba Fett placard or artwork. So this would go perfect next to my Boba Fett boba artwork.
And you know, if you want to shop small, there's a great way to like support some smaller artists and stuff, people that are really gonna actually hurt from not being part of Comic-Con this year, from it not being an in-person event at least. So Steven said the Lego booth was disappointing. Free Lego comic instead of a figure. Yes. I mean, what was fun about Lego? So they're not necessarily doing a giveaway, but if you go to legocomiccreator.com, you get to create a virtual minifigure. And the options, there was a lot of options for hair color, skin color types, clothing, all sorts of stuff. And then you can create a comic book with your character, and they will send everybody a digital copy of your comic book fully made. And like, you're not writing the comic book, this is something they're doing and sending to you. But also the first 10,000 people could opt in to have the comic printed and sent to them. And they haven't said that they've run out of them yet. So legocomiccreator.com, go try.
That was pretty
fun. Star Wars, I think. Or was it Batman? I forget.
I created the Marvel one.
There was a Marvel one?
Yeah, it was Spider-Man related, but
yeah.
Your options were to be within the Star Wars universe, Marvel, Spider-Man, or DC, and I went for Marvel.
I did the Star Wars one. Exactly.
I mean, if they had like Iron Man or something, I would have, or Avengers, I would have totally. But Spider-Man, I mean, I like him. I've always liked him. I don't love him enough to be in this comic.
Yeah.
I did find something for you today, Trina. In my searches, I found a t-shirt, a P3 t-shirt.
Really?
Yes. And for those who don't know, P3 is from the original Charmed, or the only Charmed I consider to be in existence. It's the nightclub that one of the sisters own. And one of the best parts of the original Charmed series is that it would have a lot of the famous bands of the day playing this club, P3. And so you can get a t-shirt that says P3 in the logo.
Where is this t-shirt? I want this t-shirt.
Right, I knew you'd love this. It's the CineQuest, C-I-N-E Quest booth.
Yeah.
So check that out. They had some Charm stuff. They had a line of Halliwell Manor miniatures, and the P3 one is the exclusive for Comic-Con. But I thought the T-shirt was my favorite.
Interesting.
Nice. Another good exclusive for everyone to see. And we meant to talk about this yesterday. So speaking of Marvel, Marvel and Thomas Kinkade Studios have collaborated for the very first time. And I love Thomas Kinkade, one of my favorite artists of all time. It's like Thomas Kinkade, Shag, and then a bunch of my smaller favorites. So Thomas Kinkade has a lot of great Disney fine art. Last year they had Star Wars reveals. They've been doing DC for a while, all of which you can get on their booth right now at Comic-Con. And they're having a huge sale right now, which we'll give you guys the promo code for that in a second. But they revealed their Marvel line, and they're starting with 2 pieces. And let's just go ahead and show some of this. So this is the Spider-Man piece that just came out. So it's Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six, and this is all based off of Marvel Comics. So no MCU art, unfortunately. And then in addition to the Spider-Man versus Sinister Six, which is available as a limited edition canvas or paper that you can get framed, it's also available as a gallery wrap, like their canvas wraps. If you prefer those are not limited edition, and you can get all of those right now on their website. But in addition to Spider-Man, there is a Black Panther painting. And let's show you guys that one. Actually, if Trina wants to get it, Trina happens to own one of the very first Black Panther paintings that they have. She has number 10 of 95. And so she can actually show you guys. But this is what it looks like. Otherwise, it's gorgeous. You've got Claw with T'Challa. Oh, Trina's getting it. Here, let's show hers. Look how gorgeous that is in the gold frame.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like bigger.
They actually look, yeah, the picture doesn't do it justice. The frame and everything is really nice.
Yes,
And
agree.
it took us a minute to figure out who that guy was.
That's Claw. So Thomas Kinkade. So then, if this is of interest to you, if you're an art collector, here's what you got to do. This is the haps, guys. You're gonna scroll down right here. This is your promo code, Comic-Con 2020, and that's gonna get you $100 off the limited edition or 20% off any open edition. So if you want the Marvel print, use Comic-Con 2020. If you want anything else from Thomas Kinkade, the Disney, the Star Wars, or the DC, that code works for that too. So you can get any of those limited edition prints or those gallery wraps right now. So that's exciting. I'm so excited that Black Panther is amazing, and I can't wait to see what comes out next in their Marvel line. I think Trina, when she saw it, was close to tears.
Now, if only they'd make my husband.
Iron Man?
Mm-hmm.
He might be coming.
Right?
I don't see why not. I mean, you know, he left with such a big bang at the end of the MCU, so let's give him a little love.
A little love, yeah. Why not? All right. So, I mean, those are our experiences mainly with Exhibit Hall today. For those wondering, I got my merit badges at 9 a.m.
Oh.
Excited about that. I entered the Funko queue at 5 p.m. That was the most realistic Comic-Con experience I have had yet. The entire internet broke as everyone tried to get these Funko Pops. And then for an hour, everybody was just tweeting about the swirling world of death that was going on for the shipping calculations that just wouldn't figure itself out. And slowly things started to sell out, and people were like, oh my God, I've been in line since 5:01. How did it sell out? It's in my cart. And it felt like preview night, because not in 8 years of going to Comic-Con, not once have I gotten a Funko Pop exclusive. But tonight, I got my first Funko Pop exclusive, guys.
They should make a merit badge for that.
Right? That should absolutely be a merit badge. I got my first Funko Pop exclusive, guys. And I'm gonna try again at 9 o'clock when Yzma goes up on Box Lunch, because I need Yzma really bad. So fingers crossed on that one. If you tried for the Geeky Tiki Shag mugs, or if you were interested, the Boba Fett is now sold out. Everything else is still available at this time, but Boba Fett, goodbye. I didn't check Mondo. Mondo released a Thanos and a Venom Tiki mug today that were also limited edition. So those may or may not be gone. So if you want those, head to Mondo ASAP.
I have a question related to this.
Yeah.
So I actually saw quite a few places selling tiki mugs.
Hmm.
Why?
Tiki mugs are huge.
How? When?
Is my feeling.
Honestly,
'Cause
I
I,
technically
this is
can
my
answer
feeling,
that.
Kristen.
Yeah, go
Uh,
it. Go.
Well, like when Chelsea and I were doing the board game nights, we didn't know that there was tiki. Well, I mean, I think Chelsea knew that tikis were a big thing, but like I had no idea there was such a huge hunger for tiki mug collection. And then we found out I've she told me about this company, Geeky Tikis, and I looked at them. I'm like, these are the best things I've ever seen, and actually got me into it. I ended up getting some of the monster ones during Halloween that we had. I had some Game of Thrones ones when we had our Game of Thrones events. There, oh, it's huge. I
So
didn't
it's like the
realize.
new Beanie
Huge.
Baby or something.
It,
Especially
Yeah.
in the Disney community, the entire Adventureland Jungle Cruise thing is huge. And Trader Sam's, which is like the drinking bar in the Disneyland Hotel, is all tiki themed. And they've been releasing limited edition tiki mugs for years. And people have tiki events all over town. There's tons of tiki bars here in Los Angeles too that are quite popular. I mean, Kirk Thatcher, that was on the cover of High Voltage, like tiki's his favorite thing. You know, there is definitely tiki is a fandom. It is quite definitely a fandom, and you pair it with nerd culture, and it goes over well.
so it's its own fandom. Then it has other fandoms attached to it. It's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I learned something today. I actually learned a lot of fun things today. I learned, and I don't know if you guys knew this. It's probably everyone who cares does, but Ready Player 2 is a thing coming out soon.
Coming out in November, that we're getting the second book.
Yeah, you can pre-order it at the Delray Books booth.
Yep.
So I learned that today. That was really exciting. I learned what else? I learned that it's Pac-Man's 40th anniversary this year.
Oh yeah, you found some sort of like activation.
Yeah. So what is it? Bandai Namco Entertainment booth they have an official music video they put out to celebrate this 40th anniversary. They have this photo booth thing that I couldn't get to work, but may.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, but that's something I learned. I also learned that Penguin Random House announced today that they're doing an event in August. Book Your Summer, it's called.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe that's why Penguin didn't really have a lot of giveaways going on.
I think that's where the giveaways and the games and the author events are going to be. So I learned that today as well.
Well, that's cool. Speaking of you couldn't get things to work, Nickelodeon is doing a daily giveaway for SpongeBob SquarePants. It's for Camp Coral. You get a patch. The first 800 people every day to get to this website and fill it out, you can get a patch. And they have different patches. There's I think 8 different kinds. You don't know what you're going to get. I could not get that website to work. I found it at 9:02 a.m. Nothing. It went around Twitter at 10 a.m. and people were able to get it at 10 a.m. And I tried on 3 different browsers and nothing. The only browser I don't have is Chrome. And Kristen tried it on Chrome. She couldn't get it to work. So best of luck to everyone trying for that. It's sold out for today. Nickelodeon is actually able to update their booth on the exhibit hall, which is interesting. So if you go to Nickelodeon right now, it says July 22nd, we ran out of patches, try again tomorrow. So here's my question. I don't know if tomorrow means 9 a.m. when the exhibit hall would normally open, or if tomorrow means midnight tonight. So I will be staying up till midnight to find out, to answer that question for you guys tomorrow night. So that way we can provide that answer for you guys, because that's what we're here for, is to make your lives a little easier while we stress out. But yeah, so that was something interesting I found. Speaking of timetables and things, we've got a few things happening. Like, we're about to get into the thick of it. Like, here it comes. So let's just open that right on up. Here we go. First up, FXSDCC.com. This is a huge activation with multiple shows from FX participating. You can get giveaways, there's trivia, there's all sorts of fun things to do. Opens in 6 hours, guys. That's at 2 a.m. So if you want to be up till 2 a.m. to be the first to do it, you're more than welcome. I'll probably just wait till I wake up tomorrow, but this will be open at 2 a.m. through the end of the weekend. So definitely make sure you visit FXSDCC tomorrow and going forward, and you'll have a chance to win. Like for what we do in the shadows, I think you can try every day to be one of the top players to win. So good luck to you guys on that. Additionally, we were a little confused yesterday, but it wasn't last night at midnight, but it's tonight at midnight that Amazon is dropping their schedule. For some reason, I kept thinking today was July 23rd for a long time because it's quarantine and I have no sense of days. But tonight at midnight, we officially will get this schedule for Amazon. Now, personally, I think Amazon has already won Comic-Con. I think they're doing it better than everybody. And that's only just because this morning, GoFuji, if you guys aren't familiar with this, partnered with Amazon to send a virtual con kit to everybody before the panels tomorrow. So they're being shipped overnight and they're supposed to be to all of us tomorrow morning. I was one of the lucky people that got through before it sold out. So we can report back tomorrow with what's in that to show you guys. But good news, Amazon decided to make more kits. So tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific, you have to go to GoFuji. That's GoFooi. This is on Twitter. So go to GoFuji at 9 a.m. on the dot. Maybe start refreshing at 8:59 because if you do not enter within that first 10 minutes, it will sell out again. You got to get in quickly. So if you want your own con kit from Amazon, your own swag, GoFuji, 9 a.m. tomorrow, something to pay attention to. And then when you're done with that, head over to Future Tech Live.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
I thought somebody else would talk about their experiences in Future Tech Live in past years, but I can keep talking about it.
Trina, that's the one we usually do first thing.
I was about to say, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, remember the year we ended up jumping on trampolines and it made videos of us in a game getting coins?
I never did that one.
Oh yeah, it was kind of like a Super Mario-ish type thing. Yeah, it was kind of cool. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that was the room. That's probably the same room where you and me, Chelsea, got in those two chairs and did the virtual ride that we screamed a lot.
I don't remember this at all.
No,
maybe I blocked it out.
It was the room with all the VR stuff, right, Kristen?
It's the VR stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and we did one of the VR things. It was two chairs sitting together, and it was like we were in a roller coaster going through a tunnel, and we screamed a lot. Like people laughed their asses off at us because it was so real. How could you not remember that?
The only time I remember being in virtual reality was screaming was a South by Southwest with a filter experience where they put some sort of horror story on where I was in an asylum.
Using South by Southwest as Comic-Con.
Maybe I was like, but there was an asylum and like you were going through it and like zombies were coming after you and all sorts of like horror stuff. And I literally didn't even finish the activation. I threw the headset. I didn't actually throw it, but I just pulled it off quickly and was like, I am done.
Oh no. This one was actually Comic-Con and we had a good time. You actually enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
But yeah, I like that room because that was always the technology, the VR stuff, the stuff you could play with. Oh yeah.
Well, so Future Tech Live is back, guys, for this year. And because it's VR, this is probably going to be the best part of Comic-Con, in my opinion, because they've got like 8 or 9 different companies that have put together full virtual experiences for people to do, including there's a scavenger hunt that people could participate in. They're also doing a partnership with NASA where you can build like an aircraft or a territory on a planet kind of thing and submit your build. And NASA is going to give away a bomber jacket and all sorts of other cool NASA swag. I've got the full listing of what NASA is giving away. I've got to read this. It's so good. They're going to do a NASA hoodie, a bomber jacket, and a bunch of other gear from the nasastore.com. And one prize will be rewarded each of the days of Comic-Con, depending on the amount of submissions. It says each of the 5 days, but they didn't launch today. So I'm going to assume they just mean the remaining 4 days. But that's really cool. And they're going to have esports. They're going to have a way for everybody to play Beat Saber, which we all got to play in a previous year. And that was a lot of fun. They're doing a bunch of stuff for Scorpion Girl, which is a new dynamic interactive franchise that there's going to be comics and games and more all for Scorpion Girl. And you'll get to preview all of that. You'll also get a virtual walkthrough of actual elements from the Dr. Seuss Museum. So if you're a Dr. Seuss fan, that's going to be really cool. And that's just some of the stuff that they're doing. So Future Tech Live, definitely something to check out. I'm not entirely sure where we're going. I think you just go to futuretechlive.com and you can find everything at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Additionally, there is a Future Tech Live panel that'll be on Sunday, and they've partnered with the Food Network. So any SpongeBob fans out there, if you're a SpongeBob fan, and if you enjoy cooking, they're having a virtual SpongeBob pancake cooking party, which Peter, you're our chef. So like,
yeah, well,
get in on this.
And SpongeBob fan.
So you can sign up for Saturday or for Sunday. You have to go to Food Network site and RSVP. I was like, and you get to participate with Liz from Sugar Geek Show is going to be teaching everyone. And they're going to email you in advance what ingredients you need. And you're going to make SpongeBob pancakes. And then you can submit your pancakes. They haven't exactly said where it's going to go, but to Future Tech Live, somewhere within the virtual build that they have. And you'll be entered to win prizes. So if you want to jump in and have a pancake breakfast during one of these Comic-Con mornings while you're waiting for Hall H, something to do.
Do it, Peter. Do it. I want to see your pancake.
Yeah, I want to see your pancakes too. If you guys didn't know, Peter is classically trained. Like he's actually a chef.
Yes, I did graduate from Le Cordon Bleu, but that's not a. I'm a teacher, remember.
It's kind of a big deal. He's very humble about it. It's a big deal. Yeah, sweet. And then otherwise, Simon & Schuster. So if you go to giveaways, if you use our little hack that we showed you earlier, which if you're just joining the video, watch the archive later because we have a great hack for the exhibit hall. When you find the Simon & Schuster giveaways, those don't open until 7 a.m. tomorrow, Thursday. So 7 a.m. Pacific. So if you're like, why can't I figure out this website right now? Because it hasn't started yet. Also, one important giveaway to really pay attention to, Hero Collector, the booth Hero Collector. Their giveaway is a different entry form every day. So you can enter for today's bundle, and then tomorrow it'll be something else. So make sure you go back every day and re-enter. And they have a Star Trek bundle they're giving out. They have a DC bundle they're giving out. They have Battlestar Galactica. Like, it's some really cool nerd stuff. And the bundles are worth $200. You're going to get some cool stuff if you win that. And so, yeah, definitely make sure you're checking every day for that update. But yeah, I think that's the exhibit hall. I think that's pretty much what we all kind of went through and found today.
I'm actually looking forward to doing more. I thought I was going to be sort of one day and that I'll get through all of it and then I'd be over it. But I really found myself enjoying digging into each of the booths and checking out. I earmarked all my favorite artwork to go back to, and I think it'll be fun.
Awesome. Well, then that leads us till tomorrow. So we've started to give everybody the morning report. If you're not going to sleep tonight, here are all the things you can do at 2 a.m., 7 a.m., 9 a.m., building until panels open at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So let's get into the panel breakdown. I actually have stuff broken down by like time slot. I was like, should we do this by like what's happening at 10, or do we all just want to talk about what we're looking forward to tomorrow?
Your call.
Well, then, Kristen, why don't you just tell us the big panels that are up there for you, and we can all talk about them as they come along.
Yeah, well, again, I love going to panels I don't know that much about to learn things. I love learning things. So I have panels earmarked for the whole day, starting from 10 and going until 7. But I also have the ones that I'm really excited about, and I could talk about those. Tomorrow is His Dark Materials at 1. I just finished reading that book series, so I'm excited to see what's in store for season 2. At 2, I know Chelsea, you're also excited about this, but the Amazon Prime Upload panel is on my list. For 3 o'clock, in my opinion, it's a competition between NBC Superstore panel and The Boys, also Amazon, The Boys season 2.
Yeah, I Upload and The Boys are definitely on my list. That's going to be my 2 and my 3 o'clock back to back. And also Amazon has Truth Seekers at noon. So like Amazon's like slaying tomorrow.
Yeah.
And this is again why I think Amazon has already won Comic-Con, by the way. But yeah.
Yeah, my final panel that I can't miss is at 4 o'clock, 20 years of Harry Dresden. So for those of you who don't know the Dresden Chronicles, they just released, Jim Butcher just released a new one that came out, I think, this month. And so it's a really big deal. It's like, there's like 20 books in this series. I love it. I'm like halfway through the series because I don't binge anything. I take things slowly, if you can't tell. So I'm really excited, though, to hear from the author, from Jim Butcher, about 20 years of this character that I've been with for a really long time.
That's awesome. It's going to be really satisfying for you. Yeah, I mean, like you said, to just talk a little bit more about the Amazon stuff. So Truth Seekers is like the one property from Amazon that they're bringing that I don't really know much about, but that cast, my goodness. Like, so I think if this was Comic-Con proper, that Truth Seekers would probably be right before a panel that I did want to see, and I'd probably be forced to sit through it, and then I'd fall in love with it. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm taking the risk tomorrow at noon. I'm going to watch Truth Seekers and see how I feel about this new series. But Upload, if you guys have not watched Upload yet, it's set in the not so distant future. And it's basically about having the ability to virtually upload your existence into an afterlife. So as you're about to die, you don't actually die, but you have this avatar that people in the real world can interact with, but you have an entire virtual world that you get to interact with. But the whole thing's being paid for by like your loved one. So you're stuck to a certain tier of what people can afford. It's very fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have political commentary with that, I'm sure.
Oh, so much. Kristen and I were talking about that a lot today. And then we were also just talking about how it leaves so much room for where it can still go for season 2, because it's been picked up for a season 2 already. So really excited about that. The Boys was our big discovery from last year. We didn't really know what it was. They had a great activation at Comic-Con. And then the show dropped, I think, during Comic-Con. So we couldn't watch it until we got home. And then I got home and watched it, and the activation made more sense, and I loved it, and I couldn't wait for another season. And now it's time.
Trina, didn't you win that activation last year? You discovered who the murderer was or something. You found the evidence.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I solved the what do you call it? Not an escape room, but
I mean, it was sort of an escape room.
Yeah, it was, but
yeah.
not.
We were locked into a room that a car had driven into in an electronics store, and we were looking for clues, for evidence of who did this.
And I found the final clue to solve the puzzle, because that's what happens when you're a Prince fan, and it was a Prince clue. So easy. So easy.
Which is just another reason to love the show, is that like it's got little moments like that. Like it's based in mainstream culture, pop culture. Like there's a lot of little fun little nuggets that tie into it. But also wasn't last year also the Jack Ryan one that dropped money?
Yeah. Real dollar bills.
I will miss that. Amazon, if you want to figure that one out. Maybe it's coming in the box tomorrow that they're shipping overnight, just random dollar bills, you know, just wouldn't that be
one
something?
Can dream.
Right. Also on my list for tomorrow, Star Trek. So you've got Discovery, Lower Decks, and Picard in one panel at 10 a.m. This is what I think is kicking things off in Hall H. This is why I'm camped out for Hall H. Trek all the way, live long and prosper. I can't wait for this panel. And then I have the Marvel stuff. There's 3 Marvel things happening tomorrow. So Marvel 616, which is a new Disney Plus series. Marvel Storyboards, which also drops its first episode on YouTube tomorrow. So they're having a panel and the episode's also premiering. And then they're doing a panel that just got added recently, like 2 days ago, for New Mutants. So the Marvel Storyboards panel was just added today. So if you weren't aware of it, go back to Sketch, comiccon2020.sketch.com or org, whatever it is. It's at 11 a.m., Marvel Storyboards. So there's that one, Marvel 616 at 1 o'clock, and New Mutants, which is a new film we're getting. It's from Marvel. Disney now owns New Mutants, but this was originally going to be a Fox side. So it's confusing because technically it's on the Disney side being released, but it's not properly MCU. So, but like Disney's had time to adjust stories. So I don't know if maybe some of it will be carried into the MCU. This is exciting. I'm hoping they talk about that tomorrow.
I'm hearing talks that they're going to retcon a lot of stuff. So a lot of things will be like, no, we're just kidding. So I'd be interested to see what they keep and what they get rid of.
Huh. They're like,
I'll
no, that
probably
was
be
actually
checking
a
that one
dream
out.
sequence. Oh, we've got someone in the chat room from India, watching all the way from India. Thank you for watching us. Hi. And again, for those watching, please, the chat room's open. We can see you. If you have questions, you want to know something, we're here. What about, Peter, what's on your list for tomorrow?
Really, Thursday is, I'm probably just going to wander like a ghost and say, hey, this looks interesting, and saunter in. But New Mutants was pretty much the only thing I had looking forward to, but nothing really hits. Friday's my big day.
Okay, fair enough. Trina, is there anything that we've even mentioned that you're like, oh yeah, I gotta check that out?
Not really. The only thing I really saw that, because I don't have that much time or brain power, but the Star Trek live read looked interesting.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the Star Trek stuff, and the preview that they posted on Twitter of the panel looked really entertaining with Brent Spiner and all of them. So I'm excited for that.
I think Rebecca Romaine's going to be there, so that's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. They're also for the Star Trek Discovery portion of it. So I'm very confused because it's only an hour to get through all 3 of these shows, but they said for Star Trek Discovery that they're hosting a table read. I'm like, how are we supposed to do a full table read and get to 2 other shows in an hour?
Yes, the table reads. That's
yeah,
caught my eyes. Okay.
So I'm curious to see how that actually works tomorrow. I probably won't get to it until after we go live tomorrow night, but I do want to watch that music for animation panel at 2 o'clock. I just have 3 things I want to watch at 2 o'clock, so I can't fit them all in. I was like, but it's being moderated by Alan Tudyk. So if you're like, oh, music composers, not really my thing, or I don't like animation, whatever, do you like Alan Tudyk? Because he will make that panel entertaining. I will tell you that right now. And if you don't know
the composer panels entertaining, I feel like composers are some of the more insightful, knowledgeable people, and they know how to speak.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I was like, and also keep in mind, all of these panels have been pre-recorded, so they've had time to edit them and make them snazzier and stuff too. It doesn't mean that they have, but some of them have the potential for that. So they could be more entertaining than normal. I mean, all of the big panels that you would see in Ballroom 20 and Hall H are already usually pretty entertaining. But like when I think about it, I think a lot of that's because of the energy in the room. And I'm wondering if we'll still have that excitement when you're sitting at home by yourself on the couch.
Well, also in a live situation, leaves room for stuff not necessarily to go wrong, but just interesting things to happen. So yes, it may be better quality because they had time to edit up, but I think it'll lack a lot of charm from a live situation. But I'm hopeful. Like you said, it could be just very entertaining because they had the time to work on it.
Yeah. And someone in the chat room says, how do we watch the Comic-Con at Home stuff? So you're going to go to Comic-Con International's YouTube channel. Go ahead and go to that channel, hit subscribe, and all of the panels will be there. So official programming panels, all of them will be on Comic-Con's YouTube. And Ben, I agree. Who doesn't like Alan Tudyk? But I think the problem is that a lot of people don't realize who Alan is, because he's one of those people that's in like everything, but like a smaller role. But he was in A Knight's Tale, you know, the guy that's like, I will form you pain, loss of pain. I was like, he's in Firefly. I know there's a lot of people out there that love Firefly. I was like, he's the pilot, you know, he's lost. He's Tucker and Dale, Tucker versus Dale, whatever the name of that film is. Yeah, I was like, he's got small roles in everything. Absolutely. He's also a huge Disney voice. He's a K2SO in Star Wars. He's the Duke of Wesselton in Frozen. He's Mr. Knowsmore, I think it's Knowsmore, and the new Wreck-It Ralph. Like, so much. Alan Tudyk's amazing.
He's one of those guys that if you don't know his name, you see his face and you'd be like, oh, that guy. I like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and then the only other panel I just wanted to highlight. So at 6 o'clock, things are starting to die down for the day. There's not as much going on. I was like, but if you're looking for something to do before we go live at 7:30, our good friends at the OneRing.net have their annual yearly panel talking about what's new in Middle Earth. And so if you know me from the OneRing.net, you don't need me to really talk about it more, but my co-host on the OneRing.net, Cliff, will be on that panel along with Kathy and a bunch of our other good friends. And it's a panel worth checking out just to see some familiar faces and some friends, you know? Oh, Ben just said that he's also in Doom Patrol. I haven't watched Doom Patrol yet. I didn't realize Alan was in Doom Patrol. There you go.
Oh, yes. Mr. Nobody. Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot that. I can't believe I'm watching Doom Patrol now.
He was also in this really short-lived show that I loved and no one else seemed to. It got canceled after one season. That was about Bruce Wayne's like cousin and like the effects of like superheroes on Gotham kind of thing. And Vanessa Hudgens was also in the show. Forget the name of it, but I really liked that show. It was like 2 years ago. It was one season kind of thing. Anyway, he's been in a lot. So that's it. I think that those are the highlights for tomorrow. So like we've given you the best guide for getting through the exhibit hall. We've got a great day of panels tomorrow. And if you didn't hear something that we liked, go to comiccon.org, go look at the schedule for tomorrow. I'm sure you will find something. Gaming also opens tomorrow. So if you're more interested in what's going on with games, that also means that there's tons of live streams that are opening all across the internet. So like the Op, for example, is going to start their streaming schedule with Alt 94.9 FM. So this is actually a video live stream. It's not on the radio, but you can game with the Op and there'll be giveaways and all sorts of stuff going on. And there's also tons of authors and artists doing live streams and other exhibitors like Elhofer Design. Lots of stuff to explore tomorrow. So especially if you're like, wow, this is a lot. I'm not really sure what to do with all of this. Our best option for you is Twitter and Instagram, searching the hashtag #ComicCon@home, not using the @ sign, but actually writing @ out and searching the hashtag. Or, you know, you can come and visit us on Twitter, follow us. We're going to try to make our Twitter feed. So this is us at High Voltage Mag. As you scroll down it, it's as much information as we can possibly give you. So, you know, we've got your second chance links for tonight's Funko drop that's happening in less than an hour. You know, yesterday's just announced that all of their pins in their store are 50% off right now. And you've got the information for the SpongeBob sign up for tomorrow. Panels from all of the major players. The reminder.
Those SpongeBob patches are so cute.
They're really cute. I was like, and the Go Fuji reminder for tomorrow. So if you forgot Go Fuji, or if you couldn't remember how to spell it, you couldn't find it, go to our Twitter. It's right there. You can find Fuji, and tomorrow you can get in for that package. Unfortunately, you do have to be on Twitter for that. So if you don't have a Twitter, I suggest you sign up tonight. And if you really just can't do Twitter, I will suggest one other place. On Instagram, my nerdy account, Sprinkled by Magic, in our stories, we're going to share as much as we possibly can. So Sprinkled by Magic in terms of exclusives and giveaways and information. So you can see like puzzles being dropped, first look at new Potter things, an exclusive Marvel limited edition watch collection, new Loungefly products. You can also vote in it whether you like things or not. That's always fun. So yeah, you can follow us on Sprinkled by Magic as well. And that's, besides that, and besides coming here every night at 7:30 for a breakdown on how the day went and what to do and to ask us your questions, I don't know how else to help you. We're trying. Oh yeah, Ben just said the superhero insurance company. That's basically what it was. Yep, the show that I was trying to talk about. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. I remember watching that preview night at Comic-Con.
Yeah. Yeah, they promoted it that year at Comic-Con. Like it was set up, it was a half-hour comedy. Like they were trying to make it a thing. It didn't.
It's called Power or Powers or something like that.
That sounds.
Hours.
It sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Powers.
I remember loving the Comic-Con preview, but then when it came out, the actual pilot, they changed some things and I didn't like it as much.
That's what Ben just said. He said they completely changed direction after the pilot and it stuck.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway. Also feel free guys, like as we're talking about things, if there's panels you guys are excited about, we equally want to know what you're going to watch tomorrow, what you did today, what you bought. Like, you might have something we haven't even seen. So, you know, the more you share with us, the better we all benefit, because all nerds together for Comic-Con at home. Quarantining
As it said
together.
in the video yesterday.
Exactly. We're all, or, you know, like a High School Musical moment. We're all in this together.
I just knew you were going to go there.
Every opportunity that I have. Also, for those of you at home wondering why I'm wearing leopard printed ears, if you didn't know, I'm Josie from Josie and the Pussycats tonight. This is my cosplay, because I don't really cosplay, but Powerless. Finn, yes, you got it. Powerless was the name of the show. Oh, we figured it out. Oh, I feel better. That's good. All right, anybody else? Final thoughts? Anybody want to shout out their personal Twitters, Instagrams, anything before we go?
No.
Yeah.
Peter, I know you want to promote your Twitch channel.
It's
Right
got
there,
a lot
you see
going
it
on it
screen.
right now, including me trying to find a few games to put on there. But I guess I will. Twitch.tv/LittleChicoDude. I'm currently trying to find a really good game, probably a scary game, because those watch my reactions because I cry. I do jump up and get scared. So I'm trying to find a really good horror game to play on Twitch. But if you are wanting to look me up so that when I do stream it, it's twitch.tv/LittleChicoDude, spelled DOOD. And it's also under my frame right there. I wrote it out.
Awesome. And if you guys have any recommendations of a good horror game for Peter, you know, feel free to come back tomorrow or leave a comment below and let us know, because he's looking for recommendations. And if anybody sees Loki merchandise, I'm always looking for Loki, you know. Just gonna put that
Looking
out
for
there.
Loki.
Yeah. Looking for Loki. That could be a TV show.
That's a t-shirt and also a hashtag. Hashtag looking for Loki. That's gonna be our mission then.
It also sounds like a really bad country song.
Looking for Loki.
In all the wrong places, looking for Loki.
Exactly.
Loki. I was thinking that too. Looking for Loki.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us again tonight. If you need to rewatch any of this stuff again, it will be archived here on our YouTube channel. And we have last night's video still up. All of these things are here for your convenience, for your help. We love you all. We're excited to be at Comic-Con with you. Anybody else? Final thoughts?
Looks like Peter's driving off into the sunset there. So that's
I am shrinking into the shadow. Yeah.
Being eaten by the smoke monster from Lost.
The darkness.
Looks like a horror movie happening.
Yeah, there's your horror movie, Peter. You're in it.
Yeah, you found your horror game.
I
You're
did
in
it. Thank you so much. I have now experienced the horror movie.
Awesome. All right, guys. Until tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Tomorrow night, we will be right back here to talk about everything we've discovered, any new activations that have popped up, highlights, and to give you the lowdown on Friday. Until then, Simba, Trina, Peter, Kristen, Cap, Shield, and myself. Good night, guys.
Bye-bye.